And we're live.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Ace Knight, and of course, with me tonight is Techie Joe. Hello, darlings. How we doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm rocking along here.
Yes, and hello, Hope. Welcome. Oh, yeah, you had a little bit of a nap before the show.
I did. Asen isn't exactly here yet. He'll arrive probably 3 days from tomorrow, but that's
Oh,
okay.
good. Good. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and hello, Brenda.
Oh.
Great to see you join us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
so
How's everyone doing during this lovely quarantine time?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. I actually am doing amazing. I finally finished his scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if have we talked about it on the show?
We have not talked about it on the show because we don't talk about things until you finish them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he many years ago I learned how to knit solely for the reason that I was sick and tired of scarves that came down to like here. So I wanted to specifically learn to knit to make my own scarf. He saw it, loved it, and has wanted one.
Yeah.
So back
That's in a
before my
darker
neck
color.
surgery, do what now?
In a darker color because
Well,
your
in a darker color.
little tan one that's cute washes me out.
Oh, but no, he had wanted a scarf, and so I had started on that about 6 months ago. Yeah, it took me a while, and I actually just finished that tonight.
Yeah.
So
But it wasn't
yay!
2 years.
Do what now?
The other one took you 2 years.
Yes, it did. It did end up taking me 2 years, but I was learning to knit. So
Well, you were learning to cat knit this time.
I know, right? And I'm there. Yeah, totally there with you, Brenda. I am never going to make money at it, but at least I can make some stuff.
Well, yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, you got your scarf. It is 10 inches wide and it is just a little shy of 8 foot long.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, at least around my fat neck.
Well, you can definitely do that with it.
Yeah, because most
You can
scarves
wrap it around a car.
around the neck.
No, I'm pretty sure you can wrap it around the car.
No, I can't.
Just about.
Car's longer than that, dear.
No, not that way. No, I was meaning like top to bottom, not front to back.
Even top to bottom is longer.
Maybe.
Uh-huh. If you want to make Princess a scarf, it's going to have to be 17 foot.
Ooh, no. I already got a callus finishing off your scarf.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Build on it.
Do what now?
Now you can just build on it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it basically took me the better part of 6 months to do 7 feet, and then within the last I don't know, week and a half, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm too close to finishing this, and I'm like just full steam ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So that got it down to the end.
Yes.
But yeah,
It's done.
yeah.
When there's a blizzard, I can wear it because I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of vocal issues in general.
Well, and that was a big part of making you a scarf.
Right.
I really hoped it would be done before winter.
And it is. Winter's not here yet.
Well, I know.
Winter's not here yet. We barely had a brief winter this year.
I know. I was trying to get it through before this winter, though. I really bit off more than I could chew on that one.
Yeah.
I'll totally have it done before winter. No, not so much. No.
But it's going to be a good year, and things are going to be kind of great. But I'm seeing some things going on
Okay.
with this quarantine that bug the crap out of me.
Well, yeah, I think we all have.
Yeah.
I mean, hi. Lysol had to put out a statement not to drink their product. I mean, hello. That's pretty freaking bad.
It's not only pretty freaking bad, it's just like, what? They had to do what? I mean, I don't think Lysol has put out a comment about their products in probably 200 years.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, or I would have thought up till recently that most adults knew better. I'm pretty sure most children had got it together at this point. Maybe bad idea.
Mm-hmm. A lot of bad ideas. A lot of ideas that really should not have flown, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's some good things out of this. We're beginning to see people finally getting the idea of self-care.
Yes, and I think everyone's been kind of forced into a, you have to. I mean, that we've kind of had everything taken away,
right?
To an extent, and so now's a good time if you haven't done it already to realize that, like, reflect, hear, listen.
Right. And I think that's finally healthy. And I think we're starting to see, who cares, who doesn't care, who cares about us.
Oh, Gwen is traumatized by your facial hair.
Oh. It ain't done yet, honey. Give it about a month.
It was an unfortunate COVID cut.
It was a non-unfortunate COVID cut because I have been looking to redo my facial hair for a while now. I just needed time.
Well, yes.
Yeah, so the goatee will probably go back to being a very thin, full goatee, and a pencil line beard when it gets long enough for me to trim it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. But your hair color went wonderfully.
My hair color always goes wonderful. L'Oreal does wonderful in general. But no, we had fun with that. And, you were teasing me. And it was, kind of your fault to begin with that there was a mistake made.
Hey! How is it my fault?
Well, because somebody seems not to be able to remember to put batteries together.
Sorry. Sorry.
So that's okay. I go do this about twice a year. We shave it all off and put it back on and let it grow back. And it's actually good to keep the facial hair growing, is to give it a nice full cut. But that's kind of like some other things I've looked at with this, is that, taking time for self-care. I'm seeing more people taking up meditation, yoga practices, but I'm also seeing people get a little bit like, I don't want to say that they're totally just like doing whatever, but they're like binge watching all the television.
Well, I think for a lot of people, they don't know what to do. As in, they're doing what they would do after work. They're doing what they do on the weekends. They're just falling into a familiar routine that hasn't really evolved yet to, which I think, if this extends on a few more months, I think they'll have, because that's what I've always heard a lot of people who retire do, is that they have these great grand plans for what their retirement will be, And then all of a sudden they realize that all they've done is they sit there and they watch television and they go to bed and they get up and they repeat. And, within a few months, they're like, okay, I got to find something else or I'm just going to sit here and die.
Right.
That's these are my choices. Find something else or sit here till I die.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a semi-normal thing for a lot of people to do, is to kind of have this binge watch television thing. And then at some point you do have to go, okay, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm beyond, like, I've watched everything, I've caught up on everything, I've seen everything I want to see. I'm good now.
Yeah, I've read all the books I want to read, But then we have the other set of people that it's like, honey, calm down.
Well, yeah.
You can't clean the house, redo your yard. By the way, hurry up and get ready for garden season, and also plan to take on the world.
Well, there is that.
And I'm so tired of seeing people post online of putting themselves down for not getting up and cleaning out a closet, or and this is something you've had to teach me, is you need to do it your way. Whether that's very slow and gentle, and you can get up and get what you need to get done. I do think that we're going to see more gardens this year. Matter of fact, there's a lot of seed companies that you can't order seeds from right now at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've stopped even taking orders because they don't have the seeds to produce. I think Victory Gardens are going to make a comeback.
Very likely. I think that's going to be the one really interesting thing out of all this, is I starting to also kind of see that shift towards, like, what the heck, in terms of like our food supply, in terms of like this idea we had of instant consumerism, that everything was always going to be there forever, and just go to the store, or just order out, or just go out. And I think that for a few decades now, that's where we've been. And so yeah, if nothing else, I think if we can keep that would be amazing.
Right.
Just for people to like kind of understand the concept that no, this is part of like major consumerism, that one, you can be thoughtless and careless and disposable and single use and last minute and unprepared, and we've gotten used to that, but is that a good thing? And this is definitely a situation that I think people have had to go back and like figure out that, oh my God, we didn't even have basics in the house.
Right.
Like flour and sugar and eggs and milk, and you know what I mean?
Let's take it a step back even farther than that. People didn't have like mustard and ketchup and salad dressing.
Well, true.
Gwen popped a question here, and I want to talk about it. She's been learning to use the tarot, and she's wanting to know if is it okay to use multiple decks of cards to do a reading. Now, as long as you're doing spreads for each deck, let's kind of look at what I use. Let me pull over my thing. Well, first we have, of course, the Gilded Tarot. Everybody loves these. I love these. Most of my artwork, I use that deck. Like, I've gotten snobbish about it. Then I'll normally, if I'm doing a full sit-down reading, pull an Ascended Master. And then I'll pull some angel cards, and who knows? I may go back and pull another set of tarot. So to answer your question, yeah, it's perfectly okay to use that for a long form reading. Now, when I say long form reading, you're doing multiple things, looking at where it's at. So yes, it's definitely okay to use multiple decks. and have multiple decks. Does that mean you sit down and you use 20 different decks of the same tarot to do the same reading? I think you're going to get an echo of the same message over and over again, kind of like let the pot hit yourself.
Yeah, well, because typically if you use multiple decks, that's usually like that is like a 15-minute like full-on reading.
Yeah, normally past 15. It's probably about 30-minute readings. Yeah, I'm using tarot. I'm pulling angel cards. I may even grab the runes out. I'm going to use multiple things there. That can get confusing, Gwen, because she says she pulls a card from each deck per space of her spread. Yeah, if you're doing like 3 different spreads, that can get confusing.
Well, that would also depend upon partly how big a spread this is. If you're talking about like a 3-card spread, that may not be so bad.
Right.
But if you're talking about like a full-on like, what is that?
Cross, you're in a day.
Celtic Cross is what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. One for time, one for love is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I would do is I'd use one deck for one spread, and then use the other deck and use another deck for other things. Now for timing, I use standard playing cards. A lot of times if I'm doing a reading just off the cards for timing, I'll use playing cards for timing. Hello, Kim. How are you? And then Brenda actually agrees with me. There'll be more vegetarian eating also as meat prices are going up. Yeah, and it's projected they're going to double over the next 2 months, which is kind of aggravating. And we're kind of seeing meat shortages. Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit. I'm going to be taking questions.
Well, and that's more so been the issue that we've run into is like we're ordering like because we've gone total order.
Yep.
And yeah, we're on some of our orders. It seems to always be meat or meat like heavy items. Like who's eating all the Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs? Like that's what I want to know.
I want to know who's ordering the Tostina's pizzas.
Yeah, really. It's like those are like harder to find than toilet paper.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But no, there's some, we have done now. This week we've sat down and I did some of the shopping. I went over to Kroger's and uploaded them into the cart. And then I looked at him and I go, the thing's not marked off? Yeah, you go to Amazon and order those.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had a nice big like Amazon list and that wasn't too bad though.
Right.
But it was weird. Like one, I've just felt weird. Like there's some things that have never been put into my Amazon cart, and they were just the other day. But it just, I don't know. It still feels weird.
You'll get used to it.
I know. Well, we're glad you're good with chicken. That's been one of the ones we've had a little bit of issue getting a hold of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it's weird. It's random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kim's with us. Sorry. I thought it was Ben replying and I was like, oh, maybe I misunderstood. But no, Kim's with us. It's like chicken is like a randomly hard to find one. Hamburger low end, like your higher fat content, your less lean meat.
Yeah.
Harder to find. I mean, it's just some of the weirdest stuff.
Well, it was like hot dogs. I know I ordered hot dogs.
Yeah.
We had hot dogs.
We had everything else for them.
Yeah.
We had literally everything else to make hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then they're all of a sudden like tearing through the freezers going, I know we ordered them. I swear to God, we bought them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the heck?
Where the heck?
Yeah, really. So either we didn't get them, or one day we're gonna find our, hidden stash of hot dogs.
Well, by that day, it'll be not a good thing.
Probably not.
Because they ain't in either freezer.
Well, I mean, though, but like they're hot dogs. Do they really go bad? I mean, can
Yes.
they? Do they have the ability? Aren't they like the
they become nasty, rancid beast?
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Dottie.
Yeah. So, one, don't drink bleach.
Yes,
Two,
please.
Do not stick a UV light up somewhere it doesn't belong.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they aren't.
Like, we're not going to do briefings anymore. They're a waste of time.
Hey, I'm just happy that he shut the hell up
for a moment.
I don't know what else to say on that one. I don't know how to be nice about it. I'm just glad he shut the hell up.
Uh-huh.
Go to Twitter where we can all block you. Thank you. Because
block us.
Or block us,
No, they can't block you.
Oh, right. That turned into a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot that part.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no. Oh well, but yeah.
Yeah. But Brenda brought up a good point. Twinkies, ho-hos, junk food. We haven't had a lot of that.
No, we haven't. We've actually been pretty good. Like, we've run into some sweet cream. Been pretty decent.
I'm here. Are you here? 1, 2. This could be fun.
If we're getting out, that's great.
There you are.
Go. Hello again.
Hello. But no, I'm surprised that we're not seeing Twinkies.
Oh, I am sure Stephen King has been giving everyone hell. Of course, then again, not as much hell as he gave his son. Because can we just talk about Joe King for a second? Yeah. I would have so quickly, and as he did, quickly changed my name too.
And then, we've got the real brains behind the operation. I'm sorry. Everyone knows the second term of Reagan's second Reagan term was ran by Nancy Reagan. She was the president for all intensive purposes. So, I'm personally aware that Mike Pence is actually the president. He just doesn't want the title yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know that that's much better.
Well, it ain't much better because guess what?
Okay, well. Yeah, but no. Well, sorry to see you go, Kimberly. But yeah, no. I just.
But anyway, he goes off to Mayo Clinic and doesn't wear a face mask. Really?
Well,
when you're trying to get your population on board with something they're already not comfortable with, and you decide not to do it.
Well, right, and that's been kind of the I don't even know at this point we can call it do as I say, not as I do. Like, this has just been such a scatterbrained insanity of an administrative response. I don't like, you can't call it do as I say, not as I do. You can't really call it, it's kind of like it almost starts to take on this weird Orwellian feeling.
Right.
That kind of H.G. Wells. I don't know why Orwellian popped into my head, but H.G. Wells, War of the Worlds kind of, thing is, and I can understand why people are getting lost in this.
Right.
That, like, if anything, this administration has created the perfect, like, storm for, conspiracy theory.
Well, they have been a conspiracy theory since day one. Are we over it yet? Personally, I am. If you haven't been able to tell from my Facebook feed, yeah, I'm done with a lot of stuff, a lot of crap we're seeing. I'm sick and tired of the way that I'm seeing healthcare workers treated. Some idiot goes and blocks their way to work. What?
Well, and then here's the other thing coming out. Read that in a news article today. And I'll try to remember and go back. I'm sorry, I read too much. But I'll try to post that one later, is that now some of the groups that are organizing protests are telling their people to dress in scrubs when they go to protest.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Basically stolen valor. So that they can effectively look like they're part of the heroes of this movement. Yeah, it's absolutely insanity.
Right. Total insanity. Totally ridiculous. I think they should be charged and treated the same way when we have those fake military people dress in uniforms and stand on the side of the road holding a sign.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
But no. It's been a lot. It's been crazy.
It has. Now, we actually do have an announcement to make tonight.
You do?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do.
Okay. Yeah, we do. We do the voodoo we do. For a while now, I have had a site that's just a store site that you could order email readings from. And it got a little neglected, last year when we made the move, because we just moved it over. It was no big deal. Independent part of the site needs to go over here.
Mm-hmm.
And we had planned on launching House of Asen last Sunday. And we're sorry we didn't.
Yeah, we were having a few last minute cleanup issues because we thought everything was good to go, and then we got in there and it was like, oh, we gotta fix some stuff.
Yeah, I got in there and I went, oh no, we ain't launching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't inviting people over to my website when it's not even updated. So it's now updated. You guys can go check that out. But the fun part is my bath salts are finally ready for distribution. So I thought we would talk about those real fast, and then after that we'll take questions if you guys have any. So the first one we're going to talk about is my money formula, Dialing for Dollars. Now, if you guys have watched the show before, this is the one that Joe finally got on board about.
Yes.
Because he was getting frustrated every time we had an issue. I'm like, I'm going to go take a bath.
Okay. Whatevs.
And by the time I got out of the bath, email was full, phone was full, appointments were full. And then finally he started, getting into the mood of, oh, you're not that busy. Did you take a bath yet?
And honestly, in the beginning it was a joke, but at this point, yeah, I will go so far as to say I don't know how it works, but it appears to.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah, even skeptic me has to sit here and be like, it's obviously doing something.
Right.
Either it's giving you like a new perspective or getting you in a different place, or like even skeptic me has to go that route.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, but so my new money formula out is called Dialing for Dollars. Yes, it is named after Mercedes Benz, by Janis Joplin to our music folks.
yeah.
So there's that one. And then one that I think that a lot of people need right now, and if you want to get it, you can, is working 9 to 5. This is my go get a job formula. It's a road opener, but it's also a success formula. And with working 9 to 5, again, this one is named after the memorable, Dolly Parton's working 9 to 5, and it is a job formula. So this is not the, oh, I'd like a better paycheck or I'd like a promotion. This is, oh, I'm like done dealing with this employer and I want a job, or you've done 40 different interviews and you still ain't got a job offer. 9 to 5's for you. And again, after you do it, you better be ready to work. Every time I've used that formula, I get a new network offer, I get a new job offer, I get pulled over to a company in India to work there some. So there's that one. And then like about 7 months ago, I started working on a different formula, and this one is called Crazy Train. Because about 7 months ago, it was like our life was off rails. We would plan something, it would go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We would go to do something, and it just felt like something was wrong. We couldn't get anything and get any movement on a lot of things. So with Crazy Train, this helps you put everything back in line. However, I'll warn you, with this one, if there is something in your life that needed to be gone 6 months ago, a year ago, i.e. my gold Buick that was nothing but a problem, it will go bye-bye. Like a tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Get the labels up. That was my biggest contribution, and you're just like me.
Yeah, there's the Crazy Train one. There's a beautiful train on there.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for the logo work. Working 9 to 5 is a course the clock. When you're in a job you hate, you will always watch that clock to see if you're out of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dialing for Dollars, you actually have dollars being flown in. So yeah. I love the packaging. I love the logos. We originally wanted to do a nice 10. And, this is with product development. I always shotgun. I'm always going to test my products before I put them out there.
Mm-hmm.
But also the packaging we were testing. And originally, I wanted to do these really nice, gorgeous-looking tins. Well, that's great for about a week. And that gorgeous-looking tin turns into a rust bucket. And I was like, nope, ain't having this. Ain't going to put it out like that.
Well, and then the contents became a rock.
Yes.
Like we had this all done up. Like the prototype was gorgeous. It looked amazing. And like so he's going along and letting it kind of get tested. And yeah, it just became a disaster. And we're like, oh my God, I'm so glad we did not do that.
Right.
Because we could have a case of these things sitting here right now.
Yeah, because this is, I'm like, nope, we ain't doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, House of Asen is the product line. It is going to be the products that I choose, create, and build. They're all going to be handmade items, handmade products. I'm not putting this through a production house. They will always be in small batches. So if you go in and it says that it is sold out, that is because it can't get made till the next proper moon phase.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the fun of this. It's because I do by the moon phases. Also, that site, store.acenite.com, takes you to where you can order emails and card readings themselves. And that's, I have in the past offered a lot of, let's do this through Messenger, and that's not really working.
Well, yeah, and then there's also the astrology charts and reports.
Yep.
And that's one item. You get both.
Yeah.
So there's that, the astrology based compatibility chart and report.
Yeah, for the lovers.
Yeah, and then there's the numerology one too.
Right. I offer both astrology and numerology over there.
Mm-hmm.
And the tarot and the specialized readings.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I think House of Asen started out as a joke.
It did.
CLS was redesigning their stuff, and they moved all the marketing stuff over to this one shelfie thing. And Shauna said, it's starting to look like a House of Asen around here. And I'm like, like that. Think I'm going to keep that.
Well, yeah, and we kept joking around about it. And then ultimately it's like, that's not the worst product line name I've ever heard.
No, it isn't.
And it kind of grew.
Yeah.
And okay, House of Asen, there we go. We got a product name or a brand name.
A brand name and a product line. Now we got to start the product line. We're looking when I get them complete, because I have a couple pieces designed. There will be jewelry up there, so you're going to have to watch my news feed for when that posts up. Yeah. And those will be custom, one of the kind, never to be made again, because my jewelry, when I do make it, I do just make it, and then there's no more of it.
Yeah.
We're looking at after I get, because there's one more that isn't made yet, and it's because I'm waiting for a Pacific transit to occur. And that's either going to be called Leather and Lace or Liquor and Lace, depending on how it turns out. And that'll be coming out, and that'll be the love formula.
Okay. And so, a little insight there. What's the difference between Leather and Lace and Liquor and Lace?
Well, Liquor and Lace makes a relationship just simple and easy to form. Leather and Lace is a little bit more steam and heat to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more than just that, oh, isn't he fine? It's more like, ooh, I just want you to follow me around type energy. But again, I'm waiting for that transit to hit. And then also there's another formula coming out, and I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet, and that'll be my success formula.
Yay!
Yep.
Good deal.
Yep. So there'll be a total of 5 product lines. Right now they're in bath salts. I'm testing out some carrier oils to move over and also produce this in incense for those that like the incense, to produce it into just oil for your diffusers. And then once I get my king shed, then I will probably go back into candle making and getting that made. Until then, I'm going to find me a supplier for candles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm being nice. I'm not even going to call it the thing we call it around the house.
What, the bitch barn?
Yes.
Yeah. Please, honey, I know it's going to be my bitch barn.
Oh, well, good night, Ben. Sleep well.
Yes. Well, yeah. And then see, and that's why I'm kind of my success formula in my book that I keep my recipes in is labeled "When You Need the King Bitch."
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm going to put it out that way or not. We will see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've kind of got a music, at least lyric, not necessarily music title entirely, but at least a music lyric theme going. Okay. Well, There you go. But yeah, no, I don't know. Will we keep the music theme?
We will keep the music theme. Yeah, we will keep the music theme. And there is an artist that has wrote King Bitch appears up in a couple songs. But I kind of want to find something a little bit more bluesy to do with that. I might be Madonna.
Well, I don't know. Like the one that keeps popping in my head as a good like possible might be Seven Devils by Florence and the Machine.
Oh, we'll have to check that out. Yeah. All right. So if y'all guys have got psychic questions or product questions or just questions in general points, just go ahead and pop them into the chat. We'll go ahead and take care of those, get those out of the way.
And name, date of birth, and your question. The 3 things you need to supply.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and click this one.
And yes, thank you to our Patreon supporter. We love you, and we will be getting a newsletter out soon. I know we said we would have it out by the 27th. I'm still working on the newsletter.
Yes, that's all right. We've got the astrology stuff to pull out and put into the newsletter and different things. But that's just it. With the newsletter, I want it to come out when it's fully ready. I mean, this is our first issue. I want it to come out with a bang. And a bang thing. Now, something that we'll be launching in a couple weeks is the ability to take online classes. I'm right now testing out the software that I want to use for my classroom. This is not the video classes. This is taking classes when you want to.
Yep. Although the streaming classes have been going really, really well.
They have, and we're going to continue those, but it'll be like one class a month I'm going to do a live stream to.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of it. Like this has been a very weird, like I do have to say that it's been a very odd time for you and this is not like a humble brag. This is not like you're rubbing it in other people's faces or anything, but it's like all of a sudden, a lot of things that like we were gearing towards suddenly had to get thrown into production. A lot of things that we had kind of talked about and just kind of like, maybe one day, all of a sudden had to be done.
Right.
And then like out of nowhere, it's like all of a sudden there has been this demand for like you. Basically.
I think you're starting to see the demand that's there. And what I a lot of times will turn down because I've got other obligations, or I can't do that because I'm doing this, because I'm doing that, is now coming available. Because normally this time of year we'd be in Beltane mode. There'd be a map on the living room wall behind you with numbers and post-it notes and colored post-it notes of color-coded post-it notes. And, putting a festival together takes a lot of work.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And, but, this year Beltane didn't work. It was part of the crazy train of, oh my goodness, what the hell's wrong?
Yeah.
And now we see what was wrong. The guys were going, oh, we ain't having you trying to plan this. You are not wasting our time. Your effort ain't happening over there.
Well, yeah, because like, let's talk about that for a second. You got blocked at like every friggin' turn. Like nothing would go right with that. It was every time, like if we thought we had one thing like settled, like 10 other things broke.
Right.
And then so we're like sitting there trying to fix, and then every time you fix one thing, everything else goes to pieces. And finally it got to a point, it's like, okay, like if I can't get any of this stuff to come together, like at this, like, because there were like just getting a space.
Right.
If I can't even get that together,
Mhm.
then we can't even begin.
Right.
You know, what it came down to was the spacing issue, is that we already knew there was going to be one issue with that,
Mhm.
and we thought we had that pre-solved, and then just every which way you went.
Right.
Like, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. It was like, how is this so hard?
Mhm.
Like,
Well, I think it was so hard because, that's when the universe was going, no. Hello.
like, there's a reason, go calm down.
Yeah. Go sit in your corner, pull it out next year. We will be doing it again next year, even if I've got to move it to Fayette County. And a lot of people aren't going to be happy that I move it to Fayette County.
Well,
but guess what? We got some great parks here. We've got the bridge. We've got some nice flat areas that are designed for festivals.
yeah.
So, I'm going to be looking at that. Who knows? I may move it every year. We'll see what the gods say and what they have to say about it. It's like
this year was great big no.
Yep. The video classes, they were already planned, but they were planned to launch in June when it was too hot to be out in the middle of the field or out in the middle of doing stuff, and for people to have that flexibility to not. And I've had students have to do this of saying, I'm going on vacation, I can't be at the next class.
Right.
Fine. Join my video class was my plan.
Oh yeah.
We threw that into production. And I want to give a shout out to Earth Magic in Morgantown. They have been kick-ass in supporting things and going, huh? You're doing what? Great. Let's pull it together.
Oh, looks like Dottie may have just learned about Beltane. Sorry.
Well, honey, sorry. That's why there's no event forms out. We're in the middle of literally, Beltane would be less than 3 weeks away, hon.
Would it even be that far out? I thought it would be
the third weekend in May, honey.
Okay, yeah. So 3 weeks. Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure. I thought it was like the second week. I don't know.
Right.
Atheist skeptic. I don't have these dates memorized yet.
That's okay.
Got nothing.
You've been in this world for 3 years. You'll get to where it's like, oh, Beltane's coming up. Oh, Yule's coming up.
Okay, so she knew. Cool. Sorry, I was afraid someone just found out, and I was like, oh my God.
I'm expecting those emails. I'm excited. They're probably sitting in my inbox. Where's my invite to Beltane?
Oh, well, yeah.
There isn't one this year.
Yeah.
We're looking at doing a virtual Beltane in the Beltane Friends of Beltane Forest group, where you can go in and you can go live and you can post your products and stuff in there, because I want to support the community as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm cutting back on my events. Like, I am not going to be doing a lot of the events that I haven't enjoyed. If we get to have Pagan Pride, we're going to do it. Morgantown Artisans Festival, we're going to do it. If we get to do, what is that other one? Morgantown Paracon, we're going to do that. But I'm not doing like a lot of these long trips anymore. One, because I'm tired of it. Like,
and it gets to be a lot. A lot of the trips, like, we were at a point, like, we were looking at our calendar at one point in all this, and there were entire months that literally every Saturday we're on the road.
Right.
Or we're only home like one Saturday that entire month.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, and sure, that just sounds like one day, like one day a week, 4 days a month. But no. You've got the pack up and get ready and of the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day is shot. Yeah. And if we ended up doing back-to-back events, Oh my God. Like the whole like next 2 days, like Monday and Tuesday of the following week were shot.
Right. And I'm just getting too old for it.
Well, sorry you're getting too old.
Oh yeah, I'm coming up to Morgantown. I love Morgantown. You guys are fabulous when I go there. I've had some really great classes up there. And I don't know. There's just some places that I go to do class, and it's just like drag me, give me a spoon and a big bowl. And other ones where I can actually, and Brenda's always, saying that she talks too much in my classes. No, you don't.
No.
You don't. Really, you don't. You take the classes to a new level a lot of times because of the style of teacher I am. And that's been an adaptation to the virtual world of having, because my classes are designed to talk back. And if you already know something, I'm going to not waste your time there. I'm going to move on to something different or something more expansive. And just go, oh, you already know the major arcana? Great. Let's move into minor arcana and the collision between minor and major and how that diversifies itself out.
Well, and then, Wiz, we've also noticed with the live streaming classes is that having that ability for discussion, which is I don't know, spoiler alert, if you've not taken one, is that these are totally interactive classes. They're not just like mute your microphone, turn off your camera, and you can sit there and do nothing or like whatever for the however long the class takes. These are fully interactive, and a lot of there's a good chunk of it that can sometimes be like the conversation amongst each other as well. And sometimes helping people along with the like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'm still not getting it. Like your example just doesn't work for me personally.
Right.
And then that ability to like interact and talk, and like someone goes, "Oh, I get it, and I can say it this way."
Right.
Yeah, that's been a really big part of those.
Right. You've been a really big part of those. Brenda brings up the thing about smacking the car window. Maybe over, mister.
Well, I do have to point out that when we have classes at a physical location, poor planning on our part, but typically we're waiting for final numbers from the location as to how many are registered, so we know how many manuals to bring. So that means that the night before, I'm assembling manuals. So I may end up going to bed or printing and assembling manuals. So I may have gone to bed at 2 to be up at like 5 to get on the road to make sure that we're there in time.
Good night, Dottie.
Yes, good night, Dottie. So yeah, when I get there, I'm just like, okay, we have safely arrived. Now get away from me. Like, I've honestly been at that point before where it's like, I just want to nap. I just want to lay here in the car and nap. Because that's everything I've got left.
Right.
Yeah.
And and it's really sweet for you to drive me most times, but it's not required.
I know.
Yeah.
But I know that you also like are trying to like sometimes you don't always get that much sleep either. And it's like I want to make sure you have the most rest so that because you're the one that has to go teach the class.
Yeah.
Oh, food offerings are wonderfully accepted.
Yes. And, I'm going to start putting that out for when we do get back to real classes of eating. Because now it's mandatory that Asen eats more than he has been eating.
Yes, it is. Very much is it ever. That's definitely had to become a new thing. And thankfully, again, we've had this adjustment period that we can start like focusing on that more.
Right.
And try to build that habit so that you're, more like built for it, I guess or
Right.
oh, you're bringing the most awesome food offering. Hi. Hello. For the magical words.
Yeah.
Flattery will get you many places, but cheesecake can get you everywhere.
But I miss my classes, I miss my students, and I always love when they reach out or question or want to talk back. I'm always having fun with that. And it's like product lines and stuff like that. I'll be talking more about those when they develop. And just changing things that we do. Because like right now they're opening up places I'm not allowed to go.
Yeah.
Right now I'm on house arrest.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on medical house arrest. We'll put it that way. Basically, my doctor said, don't build a bomb shelter and hide yourself in the basement, but you really shouldn't be going out or having contact with anybody you don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that's because, because there for a while you were kind of gung ho about it. You were like, okay, I'm pretty healthy. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And then you're the one that brought it up to your doctor. And you were like, hey, so like how worried and concerned should I be? And yeah, that's basically what your doctor said is like, don't go hide in the basement. But yeah, you don't need to be out in this. Like, here, let's review some things.
Brenda, yes. If I have them in stock, I'll bring a limited selection up. However, if you want something specific when I do come up, let me know and I'll make sure it gets packed in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And they're going for $5. I saw everywhere online where it's like $14, $20 for it. And I'm like, no, $5.
$5.50.
$5.50, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't set anyone with the wrong expectation.
Yeah. $5.50. And then there is shipping and handling because we got to keep UPS in business. We ship in the United States UPS.
USPS.
The Postal Service. Whichever one is the blue and red one.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, we're using them. We're not using FedEx. We're not using the brown truck that can't apparently transport a package.
Aw. See, now we go back and forth on this is because actually you also you're USPS or FedEx.
Right.
Like you're cool with FedEx. But you absolutely cannot stand UPS.
No, every package you get is dented.
Yeah, well, see, but for me, I'm anti FedEx and like pro UPS or USPS.
Mm-hmm.
Like either one of those two, I'm awesome with. But I'm so cranky with FedEx.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the stress they introduced into my life many years ago. Well, 20 years ago, almost exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to FedExing stuff, it's normally legal documents, stuff that has to be signed. It's not just go drop this envelope off across the street.
Well, true.
And it's rare that I've used FedEx. Very, very rare. But I'm very much Postal Service.
Yeah, but you are totally going to be the one that will have to handle shipping packages because we're just finally learning that I'm not allowed at the post office.
Yeah,
I cannot post office inexpensively. I can't seem to ever get it right.
I love, and I didn't tell you about that, but we'll talk about that later. But it's easy. It's grab a flat rate package, put the stuff in the flat rate package. Of course, we have the flat rate envelopes already here now.
Good deal.
Hold them to put the products in. Slap the label on, and it's done. But I am setting up a click and ship so they can just pick it up at the front door.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help me immensely because my last trip to the post office was expensive.
Yeah,
My
because
last few trips to the post office have been expensive.
but they need the money. We got to keep Ben Franklin's dream alive.
I know. And I did. Like we have somewhere en route. It may not have been shipped yet. But yeah, we have a great big giant roll of stamps and one of the lovely little stamp dispensers.
Great.
So yay! I'm waiting for that.
Finally get things mailed out. Because there's some things that I need to mail out. And it's just been finding the time to get it done, but that will be occurring. And I'm glad that we've got to keep the post office functional. I cannot believe our presidency is trying to bankrupt them like he's done every other company he owns.
Well, and a lot of that is based on the theory that privatization is going to make everything better. And it doesn't. It really, truly, honestly doesn't. And I mean, our Federal Postal Service is one of the most critical pieces of our national infrastructure for literally hundreds at this point of years. We're going all the way back, into the 1700s of this is how important this is. So much of our history wouldn't exist without a Federal Postal Service.
Well, no, the Federal Postal Service is actually older than the Constitution because it was formed. Ben Franklin formed that during the Articles of Confederation.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I know that all of us will complain about the Postal Service to some extent. Like, I hate junk mail. I really do. I don't know. I've never been I hate junk mail. Like, there's a few companies I wish would lose me on their mailing list. That's where I'm at. There's a few companies. It's like, would you just lose me?
Right.
But it's also one of the least, it is literally so critical to small business because it is still the least expensive way to advertise to everyone. $500,
I can postal a zip code with postcards.
Yeah.
But just the other things that have really brought attention to me this round of stuff, is just like trying to get people to figure out that this is a great time to start setting boundaries in your life as you're trying to absorb boundaries.
Well, because right now, in a lot of ways, we've broken all the rules.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the massive world reset. Stop, pause, reflect, figure out what you want, and start working towards it. In figuring out how these things can happen.
And what isn't working for you.
Yeah.
Example, I accept appointments Monday through Saturday, 1 to 6 p.m. Why? Because at 11 o'clock those days, I'm on network.
Yeah.
And networks, having a 2 a.m. appointment, networks are going, where the hell are you going?
Yeah, really? Well, plus there's, as you've talked about, there's the load-in time.
Right.
That they all seem to have a lag where you've logged in.
And it takes about 20 minutes to get me through the world into the servers.
Yeah. And start to become active. And then, it's not like you can just pop in and out, in and out, in and out. It's, you end up losing a lot of your time just getting loaded back in.
Right. You know, so that doesn't help all my customers. So that's something that's changed. And, you know, some people are still trying to figure out ways around that. And it's like, no, this is my boundaries. This is where I can work. You know, because originally when the shutdown happened, my business classification said you can't work at all. Because in the state of West Virginia, my business classification puts me in the same classification as the strip clubs. Yeah.
Well, true, but
yeah, you got to love these business classifications. And this hasn't been an issue for anybody. I mean, because half the time they don't even like this.
Well, now hold on. Your business classification is technically a pretty wide open door. It's not just strip clubs. Like, don't be going around telling people you're a stripper.
Well, no, I ain't that pretty anymore.
Part of it.
But the business classification is adult entertainment. It's a class 7. Bars, concerts, live events, all these venues, wedding venues, all that is considered adult entertainment classification.
Well, at least
first.
Yeah, at least entertainment.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty wide category. So yeah, you do run into a lot of issues there.
Oh, we ain't not getting into that one.
Do not encourage him. Do not encourage him. If you knew what I had to go through to get him to put a shirt on, to do two live streams a week.
Please. I look nice in my clothes. I like some of my clothes. As soon as I can get back to the gym, I'll like my clothes a lot better.
Oh.
But no, this is a great time to set new boundaries. It's a great time to audit your life and go, okay, what did I really need?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
Also, this is a great time to try out things that you've wanted to try, but you A, didn't have time, and B, didn't want to do it with your friends around, i.e. yoga. There's some lovely YouTube yoga. Try it if you haven't.
But now, as Leslie Jordan points out, paraphrasing a little bit, clean first.
Yes.
Clean the floor before you get on the floor. Because, yeah, you're going to find out how not clean everything is. That's a good one to learn.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
Yeah. You know, learning that the control freak in you really doesn't have control. Yeah. Hello. Over here.
Yeah.
I'll raise my hand to that one too. And learning, you know, that, you know, another thing that I, you know, learned is you can plan for everything and you can have plans for everything. But that can go up in a candle flame. Promise you. Toosh. That's how I felt like doing with my planner.
Well, and that's a conversation we've had because that's something that I came out of taking care of my grandmother with. Was the, you know, because like situationally dealing with someone in their 90s with bad knees, bad hips, poor balance, and, you know, dementia, you can plan. I did. Because every trip to the doctor, every trip out, everything was a plan. You had to have a plan. The only problem with that is ultimately she had total control. So I can have this lovely plan set in motion. It has taken weeks to get there. And then within 10 minutes of waking up, it was a plan. It was a lovely plan. It was a gorgeous plan. It was a brilliant plan. The plan would have worked beautifully. The plan is not happening. The plan is dead. New plan is needed.
Right.
So pull it together, move on, let go of the plan, find a new one.
Yep.
But yeah, that was basically 7 years of my life.
Which language are you learning?
Ooh.
Brenda's using an app to learn languages.
Ooh.
Maybe it's one of the ones I'm rusty in and I can actually use it.
Hey, there you go. Oh yeah. Dementia has total control. It's just well, and then still, like, even without the dementia, she would have been in total control. That was beside the point. But yeah, no, it does. It becomes one of those things as wow, Russian, wow. Oh, brave woman. That's what I've got for learning Russian is brave woman. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Closest I got to Russian lit.
Yeah.
Like, I picked up culture, not language.
How do you study someone's literature without understanding their language?
Translation.
That's always terrible.
Do what now?
That's always terrible.
No, not always. Really good lit gets translated well. That goes into a lot of work though. Trying to get a good translation. So it's typically got to be a really good piece of literature to start with. But yeah, I did 2 classes of Russian lit as electives in college. I confused my advisor so bad as she was looking through my courses. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, what? I just really liked Russian lit. It was fun. You said I could take anything. It's like, I know, but you are literally one more class from a literature minor. I was like, crap.
Not crap. I think you should go back, take that one more class, and get your literature, your minor in Russian lit. You know, find out what apps Brenda's using, so you can get to talking it.
Oh my God, it's been so many years though since I did that. Like, no. Oh my God, no. No. And I would be really afraid that the really awesome, like, Russian lit professor that I had has probably passed by now. Dr. Rosenblum was a little older when I was taking the classes 15 years ago. I don't know that he's still teaching.
It doesn't matter. You can take it from another one.
Well, yeah, but he was really good. Like, he was an awesome professor. Like, that was a large part of it for me, is I got really, like, drawn into the class and his, like, cultural perspectives. Like, because he was really good at, like, feeder information. Yes, hi, Lacey. But yeah, no. But no, I always heard the language was really, really hard though. Is that Russian was really difficult?
I don't know. I didn't find a lot of it difficult when, the little semester I got of it. Now, granted, I liked Mandarin. I loved Japanese. And I held on to a good bit of it. French went out the freaking door. As soon as you start learning German, out the door it goes. Italian, I never could hook on to. Romanian, I've got stored in my back pocket and can chatter as much as I can.
Well, good deal. And there are some languages I think people just naturally work with. Not that I've found mine yet. The closest I get is
German.
Well, yeah, that's the closest I get is to a foreign language that I can relate to. And now, granted, some of that was working in college. And I worked in an MBA student services office that had an exchange program with Germany. So indirectly, I picked up some German. Also very quickly learned how time zones work.
Mm-hmm.
which direction they go, because when you call your boss at 2 a.m, not fun, not fun. She's not happy.
Romanian isn't hard. Half of it, however, is figuring out the context which you're speaking, as in who you're speaking with. Because, male to male conversation is different than male to female. Female to female conversation is a whole different ballgame. Where, like, French have masculine and feminine verbs, Romanian has complex verbiage there. And, that's why they have a lot of things that are, like, stuck over. And then understanding that a lot of Romanian language is left over from the Moors when they invaded, so there's Arabic in it. And then Hebrew danced through it, and it's, a very muddy language. But at the same time, we have that in America. If you listen to other languages, you'll start hearing words that sound the same because they are the same.
Or at least we're introduced about the same time to explain the same or similar concept.
Right.
And then you oddly have languages that, like, universally have one word for something, like seemingly for no reason. And then all of a sudden, English is the one that decided to go screw it up.
Well, tomato.
Well, or pineapple.
Yeah.
Like, every other language went with some form of ananans, which, side commentary, two of my friends learned how to say, I eat glass and I am a pineapple in every single language. Mostly because there is so much overlap, there really wasn't that much to learn. That I could definitely understand.
Right. Of course, also I think immersion is important when you're learning languages. I think that's what a lot of high school French and Spanish teachers try to do. But yeah, he's got some weird friends, but he's also got weird friends that have taught him good things. Like, he came a little pre-trained for Wiccan priestess wife.
And those were some of those friends.
Yeah.
Because the one, like, seriously, not joking, the one of my friends who learned I am a pineapple was actually in college. She was president of the Wiccan Pagan Student Association. And the one that learned I eat glass was a religious studies major. Or, well, basically, that's how that worked out. Anthropology major with religious studies as a minor. But yeah, it was a long, convoluted friendship. Rosetta Stone, very nifty.
Are you liking it? Like, Brenda, what's your review of Rosetta Stone in general? Like, are they teaching real? And this has always been my problem, and the only reason I caught on to Mandarin a lot is I don't need to know, how do I get to the library? Chain pourquoi Sean. I need to know, where is the bank?
Going with that theory, and I don't think I've shown you that yet, is did I ever show you or introduce you to his name is not going to Eddie Izzard? No. Oh my God, he does. He's multilingual, and yeah, he does a whole skit about French that is hilarious.
Yeah. But, that's always been my problem with language translation and language catching as useful sentences. Like, never in my life have I asked somebody where the library is or what color is the table.
Yeah. Well, and that's basically the Eddie Izzard skit in a nutshell. But yeah, sorry, I love Eddie Izzard. Yeah, the same friends we were just talking about also introduced me to Eddie Izzard.
Well, who introduced you to Tanya Lee?
To what?
The little comic.
Leslie Jordan.
No. Yes,
Oh.
I like Leslie Jordan, and if you guys aren't watching his Instagram,
Oh,
you guys are missing something.
no, that was actually that was a random Facebook find.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's doing daily updates and dance things, which are just cute as Hades. Because if you don't know, she's about, maybe 3 foot tall at most.
Like 4 foot.
Huh?
She's like 4 foot.
No, she's like 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, Brenda knows who I'm talking about. You have good taste.
But anyway, I really like a lot of the stand-up comedians coming out and entertaining us, even though they can't go to do a event.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, a lot of the bigger names I haven't seen anything out of, and I follow a good bit of them.
Well, there's been a few. Brad Pitt ended up honoring a request from Dr. Fauci to play him in an SNL skit from home. That was actually really nice and very touching.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious, but then at the end, it was very touching.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that someone puts Dr. Fauci into a different position here very soon. I don't know, director of healthcare in the United States.
Oh, that'd be nice. Someone that actually has credentials. Yes. But yeah, no. Oh, and I was reading a little bit. I think that Meryl Streep and a couple other actresses got together and did a like live stream version of The Ladies Who Lunch, sang it while drinking. So yeah. So like a Zoom conference kind of thing. But yeah. I was like, I got to go find out more about that later. That's got to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. But no. So, guys, we're kind of hitting our end-up time. So we hope you guys have a great week. If you need me, remember appointments between 1 and 6. Book the day before or reach me on demand on the networks. Check out our new product line. And, House of Ace will be having a lot of fun stuff popping up throughout the next coming months as I find suppliers that I like and I find vendors that I like. Stay safe, stay well, stay home.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.